Welcome to the Baseball Together podcast with your hosts, Blackjack Brad and Briggy Blue Eyes. And now, Baseball Together.
Baseball family, welcome to this Sunday episode of the Baseball Together podcast. We're going to get into some All-Star jersey stuff because if you missed it, this last week, MLB released the 2025 All-Star Game jerseys and hats. And by game jerseys, I mean this just in. They're not wearing the uniforms this year.
They're wearing their own team uniform. Yeah,
they're wearing their own team jersey for the game, but they're going back to the home run derby jersey, the warm-up day jersey, workout day jersey, whatever. So for those of you who wanted to have everybody wearing their own jerseys in the All-Star game, it's back just for you.
Yep.
You're welcome.
That's right.
From them.
Well, and I think
Major
the
League
overwhelming opinion from the fan base was go back to team uniforms. So
right. Yeah, I agree.
Here we are.
Not for me necessarily, because I think everybody should be dressed the same. But say Levy.
I agree with you. I'm the same. I'm in the same boat, and I don't mind that some years that they suck. That's okay. Like you can't have it. Can't have a banger every year. It just doesn't work that way. So,
exactly. Yeah. So what we're going to do, speaking of some years they suck and some year there are bangers.
Yeah.
First we're going to go through, we're going to talk about this year's All-Star stuff, and then we're going to go back to the last about decade, and we're going to rank them. We're going to score them, and we're going to tell you which ones we think are the best, which ones we think are the worst, and which ones are kind of meh in the middle. But before we do that, let's do this. We're going to look at the workout jerseys. I think is basically what other home run derby jerseys is what they're calling.
Right.
So we're going to look at these and see what we can see. So first things first, let's look at the American League. Dark navy blue. By the way, the All-Star Game is going to be in Atlanta this year, so all this stuff is inspired by the Braves and basically how they do things, right? As far as their design, their logo, and the way that they use things like that. So this is Braves navy blue with red piping. You've got two red stripes down on the sleeve, and then you've got a red head spoon going up around the top, and then in lowercase on the left breast you have AL in lowercase cursive, which I'll be honest with you, Brick, I dig that. And it's kind of got like a light blue drop shadow. And then our other one for the National League, we're going to have a light blue. It's that same light blue that was in the drop shadow of the AL, but this time it's the entire jersey. NL, again in lowercase cursive with the dark blue drop shadow. Exact same, exact same red piping on the sleeves and the head spoon. It's all the same there. Really, the only difference you're getting is AL versus NL, and the colors are inverted.
That's it.
What are your overall thoughts on these jerseys, Brig?
I don't hate them. I don't love them. They're not. I wouldn't sit here and be like, "That's a banger. That's immediately a banger." But I don't hate it. I'm like, okay. If I was to say, which side of lukewarm am I? I'm on the warm side of lukewarm.
Okay, I get
what
that.
What do you think?
I like it. I'm not going to call it a banger, but if somebody was like, would you? I mean, I would buy one. I would buy one of these jerseys. Absolutely,
I would buy one. Yeah.
For sure.
Would buy one.
And not even just a Mariner. Like maybe this is the year I finally get an Ohtani jersey. I don't know.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, if we open it up like that, yeah, okay.
So I like it enough that I would buy one of my favorite players. I would buy an All-Star Game jersey for them.
See, and that's why I like the All-Star Game jerseys being not team-specific, is because it does give you a chance to rep a player that you might hate the team they're on, but you love the guy. And that's
I would let my son buy a Judge All-Star Game jersey.
You
but
would.
By no
sure
stretch of
would.
the imagination am I going to let him bring a 99 Yankees jersey into this house.
That is weird. That is just weird. I'm calling Child Protective Services.
For withholding.
This is neglect.
All right, let's look at the hats real quick because this is interesting and I have thoughts. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
So these hats are truly fascinating. All right. And this is the way they all are. They have, it's just team colors, right? Regular team hat. The Phillies there looks a little different. They've got a star behind the P.
Well, hold on. There's a justification for that. Hold on. The ones with the star behind them are the workout day caps.
Oh, okay.
The ones without the star behind them are the game day caps.
Okay, you're right. You're right. I failed to mention that part. But there are stars on the panel above the front panel. Yes, you heard that right. The front has two panels. Instead of being split down the middle, it's a horizontal split.
It's a 5-panel hat.
The lower portion has the logo. The top portion has two stars on it where the eyelets would be, approximately. Yep. And then the rest of the hat is the same. Now, I think it looks weird. I don't like it. Like, this is actually what they're going with. This is actually the thing that they're doing with 5950 hats. This is not a 5950 hat. This is something else.
It is something else. They're calling
What do you think?
A 5950, but it's not.
I know. Yeah.
Wow. I hate them, but I want to try one on and hope my opinion changes. How about that? That's my official position, because structurally, if it fits the same, then I might not have any problem with it. Aesthetically, I don't know that I'll ever get over it being that top panel. I don't know if I'll ever do it. I understand the justification for having this one solid panel across the front be a solid piece, and then having the forehead panel, I guess what we'll call it, be its own thing. Like, I get why you would want to do that from a design perspective. Probably makes it easier to print on, especially in the middle, or stitch on.
Yeah, so, I'm sure it does.
So, okay. All right. And you know what, this other thing, I just realized this. This is why I have to go try them on. Because how many times have you had a cap that wasn't centered between the seam between the front two panels, and the visor portion was canted left or right of center on that seam? And you're like, okay, do I look weird with it pitched off to one side, or do I let it be uncomfortable with the visor being in the middle? Like, what am I going to go with here?
I think I bought like a whole series of hats in the late 90s that were like that. That were off kilter like that. And I hated it.
Yep. So I can
because
see
of that,
this.
I went a while and did not buy an actual baseball hat.
Right.
Like, you're right.
I can see this solving that problem. So, again, if it fits the same as a 5950, then that's a clean one across the board win, right? Mm-hmm. It just needs to. I need to know if this is stupid looking. That's what I need to go look. I need to go sit my hands on one.
That's what I was just gonna say. Is that, like, I don't care if it fits well. If it doesn't look good, I'm not gonna wear it. And you let me know, Brig. You let me know what you think.
I will.
So
I will. And for the record, the workout day caps they do have a mesh back. It's a very subtle mesh back, but it is a mesh back. And that is kind of nice.
It's a performance. It's the performance back. It's not mesh like a trucker, but it's the performance back where it breathes.
Yeah. It's
breathable.
breathable.
I will never be getting one of those. So.
Yeah, you can't do it. But they're the regular. Anyway, I think, like I said, I'm going to go look at them. And so a couple of days ago when these got leaked, everybody said, I think it was, Sunday now? So everything was leaked like Thursday or Friday. I happened to talk to a friend of mine who works in game day apparel, right? That's what they do. And they said they've seen the hats for the All-Star Game. This is before anybody knew about them except for the leak. And it was confirmed that this is exactly what it is. And that person who had their hands on one was not sold. They were like, ugh, I don't know if I can get behind this. So it'll be interesting. And I went in to try on an Independence Day cap because I still have to put one of those on to see. So I went looking for one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a little worried that things are going back towards. Remember, so as a few years ago, I want to say it was 2018, maybe. They went away from like the mesh looking hat with like how they make the batting practice hats and the spring training hats now. They went with a different material that was supposed to be lighter, but is actually like super cheap, tears really easily, and is really, really like brittle. I'm worried that they're trying that again or something like that.
Dude, it's possible.
Yuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I the jerseys, yeah. If it fit well, looked good on, I'd buy one for sure. I'd have to try it on, but I'd buy it. These caps, though, I'm a nervous Nelly.
Hard pass. Hard
Use
pass.
a hard pass.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go try one on. I'll come back and let you know.
So let's get into some past looks then. So we're gonna start with 2014 because we have not seen this year's on the field. Because who knows, Brig? Maybe the way that, like you said, maybe the way that fits on the head, maybe the way it looks on TV, maybe it makes that hat make sense. And we've noticed that a lot of things look different on the field than they do on fanatics.com. And if you want to go shop Fanatics, you can hit the link down in the description, and it supports the show. Anyway, so the first one, Brig, is 2014 in Minnesota. Throw this up here. All right, what we have here is we have navy blue against red. Okay, these are basically just inverted jerseys with a star background. Each team looks like the American League was wearing red hats. The National League was wearing blue hats with their logos on them. And these are just home run derby jerseys. So we have kind of a basic scoring system based on color scheme, a nod to the host city, uniqueness, and would you buy it? Okay. Yep. So, Brig, scale of 1 to 5, what would you score the color scheme on this?
3. You?
Okay. I give it a 2.
It's boring, but
it's not anything special.
It's what we're going to see a lot of, red and blue. Sorry. So I'm like, okay,
it is
zero it out.
League colors. It's not until a little bit later when we get more into colors. What about nod to the host city? Do you see anything in here that nods to Minnesota? Because I do not.
Not really. not enough to be excited about. Right. So 1.
I agree. Yeah, that's what I say too. A 1. Uniqueness again.
Are you keeping notes? Are you keeping track of your?
I'm keeping notes for myself. Yeah, for myself.
Good. Yeah, me too. Okay, good. All right.
Okay.
We're gonna come to. There will be a conclusive opinion soon.
Yes, there will. Uniqueness. I don't think it does it.
I'm gonna go 3. 2. I'm going 2.
Because I'm going to give it a 1. Because that feels like if you were to play a video game and just say, generic all-star jersey, this is what you would get.
But I think that because it scoops out under the arm around the back, like, okay, there's a little flare there. You can see on the red one.
Yeah.
On Jose Bautista's side.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Yeah. I'll give him a 2. Would you buy it, though?
Okay. Absolutely not.
Yeah, me neither. Can we do zeros on the would you buy it?
It's 1
or should
5,
we just do a 1?
Okay, just do a 1. Just do a 1.
Fine. Taskmaster.
Okay, on to 2015. This is hosted in Cincinnati. Again, inverted jerseys. We're going with black and red. I think this is when we really started getting team specific colors in there. Like really leaning heavily into it. It looks a little bit like a vested jersey, but not quite. The difference is that the sleeve goes up to the neck spoon piping.
It's got a raglan sleeve,
right?
Yeah.
Yes, a raglan sleeve. Exactly. That's the word I was looking for. The American League is black with red sleeves. The National League is red with black sleeves. Okay. What do you think of the color scheme?
It's not blue, so 4.
I'm going 5. I'm a sucker for black and red.
Okay,
Okay. What about a nod to the host city?
that's fair. It's I don't know, 1.
If so, to me, it feels like this because Cincinnati, because the Reds are the only team that are exclusively red and black. I have to go 4 at least.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll change mine to a 2. I like that. That's good.
Okay. All right. Okay. And
What did
then
you score it at?
uniqueness. I put it at a 4.
Okay. All right, I'm going to a 2.
Just because I don't know. Just because I didn't want to take a bunch of time to look into all the details on this.
Yeah, me
But
neither. Yeah.
there might be some hidden gems in there somewhere that make it a 5, but I'm gonna go 4.
Probably are.
Okay, what about uniqueness?
No, 1.
I'll go 2, just because I don't think we were seeing actually any like game day uniforms that had the raglan style at that time. We may have. I don't remember. This is a long time ago. But so I'm gonna give it a 2 just because of the raglan. But beyond that, I don't know that I can necessarily go because the waviness of the letter mark on the front of American and National, it is horrible, and it reminds me of word art from middle school.
That's
Somebody
right.
pulled up their PowerPoint.
That's right. Somebody got into Paint.
Yeah.
Microsoft Paint. Yeah.
Okay, would you buy it?
No, thank you.
Scale of 1 to 5, yes or no, would you buy it?
Nope.
No? I would. I'd probably buy a Nelson Cruz one. He's the one pictured here, right? Just because he was the Mariners representative that year. I would probably buy that one, to be honest with you. But I wouldn't. But I wouldn't spend top dollar on it. I would want to buy it on like eBay or something. So I'm probably gonna go like 3.
There you go. Okay, I'm gonna change my would I buy it to a 2 because if memory serves, that's the year the Todd father won the home run derby.
Yes.
And I would buy a Todd Frazier All-Star home run derby uniform. I would do that.
There you go. Okay. I like it. All right, 2016, we're going to San Diego. Get ready.
Yep.
This is, they went with brown and gold, all lowercase lettering across the front. Again, inverted jerseys. The National League has a brown body with gold raglan sleeves. The American League is gold body with brown raglan sleeves. Lowercase, like I said, across the front. And then the hats are brown with a white field in the front, gold visor with the team name, and looks like lowercase across that front white panel. Brig.
Don't forget, these are pullover V-necks.
Oh, yes. I failed to mention the pullover V-neck. You're absolutely right. That's
a big deal. That's a big deal.
It is a big deal. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. What was our first one that we were grading on?
Color scheme.
Color scheme. What do you think of color scheme?
5.
I fully agree with you. This is awesome. I love the brown and gold of San Diego. I am a big fan.
I do too.
And then the next one is Nod to the City.
If you count brown and yellow together, then 5.
That's what I was going to say. It's a nod to the team, not as much the city, I don't think. But
yeah, right.
Yeah, it's a nod in one direction, and it is a definitive direction.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is very clear.
I'm going there. Mm-hmm. Uniqueness.
5.
I'm going 5 too, because we have not seen anything like it.
Way,
we'll not ever see anything.
Totally unique. That's right.
Yeah, it really is. So good. And would you buy it?
No.
See, I would not buy the hat. I do not like the hat. I didn't like the hat when it was released, but I gotta say that jersey is absolute fire, and I might just randomly pull one off the shelf and buy it. So I'm putting a 5.
Oh, okay. I'm giving it a 2. again, it would have to be player specific, and it would have to be the absolute perfect price.
So, Brig,
under ideal circumstances, I would say yes.
When we were at the WBC, you were looking for a jersey, couldn't find one you necessarily wanted. The most likely one that you could find that you liked was a Kyle Schwarber jersey.
Right.
Right? Which, I understand. You like him, but he's probably not your top 5 favorite players ever, right? Or currently.
Nope.
Right?
Sure.
So, if I was at the 2016 All-Star Game, I would walk in to the team store like you did at the WBC, and I would say, what do we have? This is my size. Give it to me.
Yeah, I would
Give it to me. That's what I would do.
Yeah, okay, I would too. Yeah.
American League, National League, I don't
there.
care. I'm buying one.
I would do the hunting thing like I did at the WBC. I'd be like,
With
which player, and is this as flattering a fit as I'd like it to be? And there'd be a mob of people jockeying for the 3 hangers that I've selected, and I would be beating them back with my 59.50 and whoever else was close at hand, and then I would decide that way. So it would be as deliberate as my number 2 out of 5.
There you go. Yeah, and you would have half of the stadium occupancy around you in the store as well.
That's right. And I would have buyer's remorse immediately like I did at the WBC.
Yes, you did. Baseball family, he was not 50 feet down the concourse, and he's like, I shouldn't have bought this thing.
50 feet is generous. Yeah, it wasn't even that. Not even close. I was texting people out. I had the receipt in my hand. I was like, do you want this?
I'll give it to you a discount because I don't want it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 2017, we're in Miami. Okay. We have National League is wearing Caliente red, and the American League is wearing, they call it Marlins blue, right? I think it's Marlins blue. Marlin blue.
Yeah.
American and National on the chest with you've got a star at the last A in both. And then you've got like a red stripe.
And it's the star with the Marlins coming out of it. The Marlin is emerging from the star.
You're right. And then you've got red going from the neck down the side, down the sleeve. Sorry, not red, black is what I meant to say. I was looking at the red jersey while I was thinking this. So, okay. What do you think of the color scheme, Brig?
I dig it. I'm giving it a 4+.
4+.
So 4.
I dig it to the point that I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 5 because I love the Marlins colors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nod to the host city.
Yep, 4.
I'm gonna go 4. I would give it a 5 if it was black and pink because that seems to be those seem to be the Miami colors.
That blue and a hot pink. Yeah, same.
Yeah, so I'm going 4 because it's definitely Marlins colors and they're awesome. Uniqueness.
Compared against its peers, it's pretty unique, but it feels like every video game uniform I've ever created.
Yeah. It feels like something you would see on like Super Bases Loaded.
Right. So I'm going to go with a 2, just to be kind of generous.
That's what I was going to say. A 2. Pretty basic. And then would you buy it?
3.
That's, yeah. I'm going to say 3.5. Because I would certainly...
do 0.5s? Okay.
No, that's cheating. That's cheating.
Yeah,
I'll round up to a 4. I'll round up to a 4. It's not one where I'm just randomly grabbing one off the shelf and buying it, but I'm definitely searching for the one that I want and buying it. Right?
Yeah, but online later, maybe the next season.
I'd buy it.
I would.
I'd pay full pop, but only if I found the player that I want. Like Brother Harper, Aaron Judge, I'd buy those if I'm there. I'd pay full pop for it.
I would not.
Okay. 2018 in Washington, home of the Nationals. So these are red and blue again, which makes sense. Red, white, and blue for the Nationals. they kind of have a script, like kind of a cursive across the chest with a baseball swooping across the bottom. And then at the top, if you look at it, looks like a collar. The collar is
Yeah.
red
It's
against the
it's like a
navy
horse
blue.
collar.
Yeah, against the navy blue. Um,
Yeah.
for the American League, and then it's navy blue against the red for the Nationals, or for the National League. The hats are interesting. Looks like blue for the American
Don't
League,
even
red
worry
for
about
the
it.
National League, and they're like patches. Zero across the board on the hats, by the way.
Oh
As
yeah, I
far
would
as the
never buy one of
jersey
the caps.
goes, though, Brig, color scheme.
3.
I'm going 2. It reminds me of half of Major League Baseball.
Yeah,
And
but
what
I
we
gave 3 to
see,
Minnesota for the same reason, so I gotta give it a 3.
well, but also because it's, and I think I gave Minnesota 2 as well. So, bada
Perfect.
bing. Nod to the host city.
0.
You don't think so?
No. What, the patch on the side has the Capitol building on it or whatever? No, get out of here.
All right.
It's got an American flag kind of stripy thing going on in the curve.
Yeah,
like,
that like
maybe.
streaking thing across the front is like kind of like a flag, but you know what? You're
Nah.
right. You're right. You convinced me. I give it a 2. Only because of the color scheme. Uniqueness. I will give it a 1 on uniqueness.
Yeah, it's horribly. Even the horse collar attempt to be unique is bad. Like, I know they tried, and they made it worse.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to look like an old school jersey with the collar on it. Yeah.
Don't care. Horrible.
And would you buy one?
No.
No way.
No.
All right, 2019. Let's go to Cleveland.
Let's go to Cleveland.
These are vests. Bring back the vest.
And this is the workout day. This is the workout day.
Right. This is what we're going with. So American League is red with navy blue on the shoulders, and then a National League is navy blue with red on the shoulders. They kind of have gray going down the side. And I wonder if they either supplied gray shirts for them to wear, or that was like mandatory to be part of the jersey.
I don't know.
Or if
Because
they just chose to wear those
gray.
gray workout. Yeah, the caps are gray with their league color on the visor.
I'm sure it's all coordinated. They gave them all they gave you. Here's what you wear, right?
Yeah, you're probably right. All right, color scheme.
3, same as the other ones.
Yeah, 2, same as the others. Nod to the host city.
Yeah, with the guitar, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame across the front.
I failed to mention that. Yeah, there's a guitar behind American and National. You're right. I failed to mention that.
And the
part.
remaining word mark it ends at a star, which serves as like the head of the neck. What do they call that? The tuning.
The tuning machines.
Yeah, that's it. That's where the star is, and then the fretboard is the rest of the words. So I think that's cool. Yeah, 4, 5, 5. 5 nod to the host city.
Yeah, 5. I think you're right on with that. And
Plus,
then
there's
uniqueness.
Rockstar stuff, and they've got cutoff sleeves. Rock stars.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. That alone was gonna get me a 4, but then you pointed out the guitar that I initially did not see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gets you to 5.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Uniqueness.
5.
Yeah.
Easy.
I like it.
Totally different.
I like it. And would you buy it?
Yeah, 5.
Not only, Brig, am I buying it, I'm hitting arm day real hard. 100 buys, 100 tries for a month straight before I wear this thing anywhere. I'm not wearing a gray t-shirt underneath it. So look out. The sun's out,
right.
guns out, baby.
Yeah.
All right, no All-Star Game in 2020, so we're going to skip to 2021 in Denver.
That was my least favorite All-Star year anyway, so.
I agree. All right, 2021, we're going to Denver. Okay,
hold on. Remember, it was going to be, this is important. It was going to be in Atlanta, and then they emergency moved it to Denver, and that's why some of the answers are going to be the way they are. Okay.
In 2021?
Wasn't that the year?
That was 2022. They moved it to LA,
was it?
Right? Oh no, you're
Ah,
right. I think it was 2021. I think you're
I
right. It
think
was
so,
2021
dude.
because you could see hints of like the logo that was left over from Atlanta. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. So this is when they first started. This is when they started using them in the game. Okay. This is white for the National League, navy blue for the American League, and down the side it has their home team's three-letter abbreviation with the logo on it. So in the picture here, you can see Juan Soto has WAS for Washington because he was still with the Nats, and then Teoscar Hernandez has TOR with a Blue Jays logo on it because he was in Toronto at the time. So, what do you think, Brig? Color scheme.
Uh, the predominance of white makes it more than a 3 on that alternate or on that National League side. So I'm going to go with 4 because nobody else has
Okay.
had white. So
That
got to
heavy of
go up.
white, yeah. And I think that this was the first year they did like matching pants too.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm gonna give it a step up. I'm gonna go a 3, just because it is navy blue and red still. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
did something a little different with it, so I'll give them that. Okay, nod to the host city. 1.
0. 1.
Because there isn't
Nothing.
one.
It was an afterthought. Oh,
Yeah,
what are we gonna do now?
uniqueness.
Yeah,
Yeah, uniqueness.
yeah, they're pretty unique. I'm gonna give them a 4 on that one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, as a 4, because yeah, it is different. It's very different from anything we've seen to this point, and I think this is when they start to get away from that. Now, would you buy it?
Well, I had lots of opportunities and have yet to do this. So, uh, what if there were no barriers and no other priorities, would I buy one? Yeah, 4.
1, I would not. Under no
Okay,
circumstance would I buy one of these. I do not
all
like
right.
it, Sam. I am. Okay,
Okay,
2022.
okay,
This is in Los Angeles. Okay, so they leaned into Hollywood here. National League wore white. The American League wore kind of a charcoal slate gray,
yep,
and all the lettering is in gold.
yep.
Okay, they wore these in the game as well. What do you think about the color scheme, Brig?
5.
You like that color scheme?
Yep.
See, I'm going to give it a 1 because I don't like that it would look exactly the same on a black and white TV from the 40s or 50s or whenever they had black and white
Okay.
TVs. I
Okay.
don't like that.
Whenever they had,
Give,
you're
make it
okay.
vibrant and colorful. Okay, nod to the host city.
It's subtle. It's subtle, but it's there. I'm going 3.
I'm going 2. It's too subtle. I want
Fair.
more. Uniqueness.
Oh, 5. There's nothing like this. We've never seen anything like this.
I can't quite go 5. I can go 4 because it is different with the gold lettering and things like that. But at the same
Yeah.
time, though, like, it's white and gray when it comes down to it.
Okay.
That's my thing. And then would you buy it?
4.
1. I would not.
Yeah. And I will say the only reason it's not a 5 is because if it had been a white American League jersey, you could not have pried it from my cold dead fingers. That's the only
You're right.
problem.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
the Yankees ones were gray, which I dig, but the white ones are spectacular.
The white is clean. Like, I'll give you that, but it's not my cup of tea. Okay, 23 in Seattle. Okay, so
Yep.
these were the ones that they kind of have that watery liquid look. The American League is teal, Northwest green, if you will, and the National League is navy blue. They have the same font across the middle with the Mariners compass rose for the last A in the word. What do
Over
you think about
top
the
of
color
Major
scheme?
League Baseball's primary swingman logo.
Yes, you're
Or
right.
Batterman logo, not swingman.
Batterman.
Batterman
Yeah,
logo.
not Swingman. That's King Griffey Jr.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at Seattle stuff.
Okay.
All right.
What do you think for color scheme on this?
5.
Absolutely cannot be beat. Nod to the host city.
5. Nah, 4.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm giving it a 5. It feels very Seattle to
Yeah.
me. Everything about it feels Seattle.
Yeah.
Uniqueness.
I think if you were uninitiated like me, it's like,
Okay.
okay, I can see it.
That's right. You've
You might
never
have
been
to
to
talk me
Seattle
into
before,
some of
have
it.
you?
I've never been. Nope.
We need to remedy that. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Uniqueness.
5.
5. I'm giving it a 5. And would you buy
Yeah.
it?
12.
Because you did.
I have one.
You wear it all the time.
Because it is right here.
Yes. I would buy it. I just have not done it yet.
Yeah,
I've literally only
fantastic.
bought like one jersey since this came out, and it was this one that I'm wearing. My Seattle City
also,
Connect one.
This year, this 23 MLB All-Star jersey was the first year they launched the brand new material that's like
The vapor
cooling
or whatever
and,
it was. Yeah.
Yeah. And it is as good as they say. I love it. I wear it
No.
as often as I can justify because it is that comfortable. It really is.
Nice. That's cool. All right, last one. Maybe that was the last one because we don't have 24 on here, Brig.
2024. We've got. You want me to remind us?
Yeah, remind us.
Or do you want a picture of it? Okay. So it's the American League wore coral. It was like a coral pink salmon, if you will, color. And there was sand. It was a sand-colored uniform.
That's right.
On the opposite side, on the National League, it was a very, very dark blue up against that light. I guess Miami blue is very similar. It's coral as well. I'm going to pull up a picture here.
I'm remembering because I see it. I see it on MLB The Show a lot.
Yeah, they've got raglan sleeves as well.
Mm-hmm.
So American League coral raglan sleeve, sand colored body, creamy sand color. It says American in an arch and league underneath it as the word mark, and it's done in the Texas Old West typeface font, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And then around the piping around the sleeve is the alternate color, so you get that coral blue on the American League side. And the National League side, it's all inverted. Blue raglan sleeves up against the really dark blue. It looks black. That's how dark it is. Dark blue body. The sleeve cuff is that coral red color, salmon color, whatever you want to call it. And it says National League. National is arched above it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Brad, what do you think? Color
scheme, I'm giving it a 5. I love that color scheme. Those colors are awesome. Yeah. Especially together.
Me too. Nod to the host.
I'm going to give it a 1 because that's confusing to me.
I think if it was just the American League, it's a 5. But the National League feels less Western-y.
Mm-hmm.
And so even though I know they got like the blue jean thing going on, and you could call it that, but I have to go with a 4 because it's with the word marking and everything, it still gets me there. How about uniqueness?
Uniqueness, I'm going 5 because I was. Yeah. I mean, if the measuring stick is I was caught off guard when I see it, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you buy it?
I gave it a 4 because I would only buy a National League one. I wouldn't buy an American League one. And that's what I said last year was like, I think this is the Ohtani jersey that I get.
Yeah, you did say that. Yeah. I would give it a 4 as well because I would not wear the National League one, but I would buy the American League one.
Don't you have an American League one? Did you get one?
I have the hat. I didn't get one.
That's right.
Yet,
yeah, you got the hat. That's right. I remember now. But
yeah.
Well, so those are the All-Star jerseys.
Now we have to go through and score them.
Oh, okay. Scoring them. Okay. Well, I think I can go. I'm comfortable saying that my least favorite was Minnesota because that was a 5, a total 5. Okay. My favorite was 16 which is the Padres, or the Padres and Mariners tied at a total of 20. And then I think that the other that was really close was the one in Texas, because that's a 15.
Hmm.
I'm just doing real quick math on these, Brig. 17 I got 2017. What was 17? Why can't I remember what 17 was? 17 was oh, that's right. That was Miami. I got a 15 on 17 as well. So my top 4, if you will, are Seattle, Texas, San Diego, and Miami.
Yeah. So Seattle and Texas both get 19 points for me out of a possible 20. And then my next closest is 2019 in Cleveland. That's with 18. Everything else, I have a 17. My 2022, LA is 17. Everything else falls precipitously.
Yeah, I got a 17 on Cleveland. So
Yeah, me too.
that was another good one. So cool.
Yeah.
Well, baseball family, let us know what
Or
you think
18.
about these. If you want to, if you played along and rated with us, or if you want to send us your favorites, drop it down in the comments. Shoot us an email at baseballtogetherpod@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Let us know what you think. We've gone a little bit longer than we wanted to, so we're going to get out of here. Don't forget about Schnick Seedery, SeatSack, and also like, subscribe, rate, and review everywhere that you can. We'll catch you next week.